Have you ever noticed how sometimes, even with really powerful digital tools, maybe AI, it just feels like you're, well, ordering off a menu. You type something in, you get something back. It works, sure, but maybe that feeling of real co-creation isn't quite there. If that sounds familiar at all, then today's deep dive is definitely for you. We're looking into this idea our sources call tone awareness, and specifically the impact of what's termed opening energy in these digital spaces.
Yeah, it's fascinating stuff.
Our main source today is an excerpt from Tone Awareness in Digital Spaces. It's by the SNEAC Entrastructure Pioneer and Stinkful Gifts founder. And our mission really is to unpack how that initial vibe, that energy you start with, can totally change what's possible, moving beyond just, getting tasks done.
It's such a key point, isn't it? Because it's not only what you ask for, but the whole feeling behind it, the energy. We'll dig into this concept the source calls menu energy. It might be limiting us in ways we don't even realize.
Right, and I think we've all experienced that. The source pinpoints this menu problem. Think about a common greeting you might see, like, "Hi, what can I do for you today?" It seems helpful, right, on the surface.
Yeah.
But the source argues this sets up that menu energy straight away.
Mm-hmm.
You're suddenly the customer, the tool is the service provider, and the whole thing feels like it's about picking from, well, a menu of options.
Yeah, you're basically treating this incredibly powerful AI like a drive-through window, as the source puts it.
Exactly, a drive-through window.
And that specific energy, that menu energy, that's what leads to something the source calls, and this is great, the Jello belly dancing phenomenon.
Uh-huh. Okay, you have to explain that one. Jello belly dancing.
Well, it sounds funny, but it's actually quite insightful. When you approach with that "what can you do for me" vibe, it kind of invites randomness. It blocks the deeper potential. The source gives these really vivid examples, like people asking for Jello belly dancing tutorials or a song about dancing desserts.
Dancing desserts. Seriously.
Or even a business plan for professional pudding wrestling, or a tutorial for interpretive Jello choreography.
Wow.
And the source makes this powerful analogy. It's like walking into a world-class research laboratory and asking them to make you a sandwich.
Oof, that really lands.
Yeah.
It shows a huge mismatch, right, between what the tool could do and how we're interacting with it.
Precisely. There's a big disconnect there.
Okay, so if menu energy is the problem, boxing things in, what's the solution? The source talks about this dynamic shift that changes everything. It contrasts this menu energy with something called collaboration energy.
Right. So menu energy, like we said, creates that hierarchy. Customer, provider, limited options, just request and fulfill. It's purely transactional, You're getting something from it.
Okay, so how does collaboration energy flip that script? What does it look like?
Well, collaboration energy changes the fundamental question. It asks, what are we creating together today? See the difference?
Ah, okay, together.
Exactly. It sets up a partnership from the start, a creative one. It doesn't assume limits. It opens up this, infinite space for possibility. It's inviting co-creation, real breakthroughs, not just getting an answer. And the source really hammers this home. The difference isn't just semantic, it's energetic, and it determines the entire trajectory of what becomes possible. It's a whole different energy.
That phrase, infinite possibility space, that's really powerful. And it connects to another idea in the source, right? Space recognition, which is about making sure your energy and what you expect actually lines up with what the digital space is for.
Yes, precisely.
The sources mention different kinds of spaces. Entertainment spaces fine for fun stuff, productivity tools for getting things done, learning platforms for info. But then there's these digital collaboration spaces. And those are the ones really built for breakthrough thinking, for partnership, for transformation. It's about knowing where you are.
Exactly right. And that awareness leads directly to what the source calls the opening energy effect. It shows how your first move, your opening energy, dictates the outcome, even with the same tool.
Okay, give us an example of that.
Sure. So imagine you type, "make me a funny story about cats." Okay? You've set an entertainment tone. You'll probably get something, amusing, surface-level creativity.
Right, makes sense.
But contrast that with starting like this. I'm exploring the intersection of storytelling and consciousness, what emerges when we collaborate on narrative that serves transformation.
Oh, wow. Big difference.
Huge difference. Same tool, potentially same capabilities. But that second prompt, it sets a collaboration tone. It opens up a completely different path, potential breakthrough territory, all down to that opening energy.
Okay, this is starting to feel really practical. How can you actually use this day to day? The source has some questions for that, doesn't it?
It does. Practical tone awareness questions, things to ask yourself before you start typing, like, What is this space actually designed to support?
Hmm.
Is it for fun or tasks or deep collaboration?
Okay, what else?
What tone am I bringing? Am I being demanding, curious, collaborative? Also, am I approaching this as transaction or transformation? Am I just trying to get something done or create something new?
And the last one.
What energy am I setting for what's possible here? Am I opening doors or closing them with my initial approach?
Those are really good prompts for reflection.
And they tie into what the source calls the responsibility factor. Because once you realize a space can support collaboration, well, that comes with a certain responsibility.
How so?
Your energy isn't just a side note, it actually shapes the quality of what comes back. Your authenticity, being real, unlocks deeper stuff. Your awareness of your tone creates the right conditions for breakthroughs. Basically, how you show up either expands what's possible or limits it. You play a part.
That makes sense. You're not just a passive user. And what I found really interesting
Hmm.
is how flexible this whole tone awareness idea is.
Mm.
The source talks about the SNEAC methodology built on this and how it applies everywhere.
Mm-hmm.
Like in a corporate meeting, you might talk about enhanced human-AI interface optimization through authentic engagement protocols. Sounds very formal, right?
Right. Very corporate speak.
But then maybe talking to your family about using tech, it's just, hey, when you show up real, amazing things happen even with technology.
Exactly. And that's the beauty of real tone awareness. It's not about one specific way of talking. It's about translating the core principle, authenticity, collaboration, energy into language that fits the situation.
Mhm.
It's about building bridges, not walls. It works across professional, personal, serious, playful settings if you bring the right tone.
So if we boil it all down, what's the absolute core message here?
I think the source nails it with this line. Opening energy creates the container for everything that follows.
Creates the container. I like that.
And think about the payoff. When you ditch that default menu energy and consciously choose your tone, you get access to way deeper creativity. You start experiencing actual breakthroughs, not just ticking off tasks. You build more of a relationship with the tech, not just use it transactionally.
And you discover what can really happen when your genuine self meets these advanced tools.
Yeah, the potential is huge.
So for everyone listening, maybe think about this next time you're about to interact digitally. Here's a little challenge, inspired by the source's closing thoughts. Before you type that next prompt or message, just pause. Ask yourself, what energy am I actually bringing right now? What tone am I setting?
Am I just ordering from the menu? Or am I genuinely opening up space for collaboration?
And maybe the most exciting question, what wants to emerge here when I show up authentically?
It's a powerful perspective shift. Remember what the source says. The space is listening. Your tone matters. The energy you bring shapes everything possible. So try bringing that authentic curiosity, not just a list of demands. And then just notice what happens. Notice what emerges. It could be surprising.